turn off your mobile phones and that recording of the show is strictly prohibited. If you do not follow these terms, a very angry woman will hit you with a stick. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
No, I will do no such thing. I am husband, and therefore I am master in the house.
And I tell you that I will have you live as I like. You must get a proper job, or I did not marry you to put up with your shenanigans.
Shenanigans? What a curse it is to have a wife. Aristotle was perfectly right when he said that a woman is worse than a demon.
Well, look at Mr. Clever Clothes here, quoting Aristotle. If I were a demon, I would come up from hell and poke your lazy ass with my pitchfork for the sin of sloth.
Sloth? I work hard at my trade.
Trade? Did you say you have a trade? What trade? Currently you make candles.
The best candles.
A month ago you were a shoemaker, before that a barrel cooper.
Yeah, all good honest trades.
The shoes leaked almost as much as the barrels. In the last year alone you've been a cook, a tailor, a gardener, a coachman, a chicken plucker and a cat herder. And you failed at each and every one.
I should never have married you, you Gorgon, turning me to stone.
Oh, if I were a Gorgon, at least part of you would be Richard once in a while. You read a few books and you start thinking you're a genius.
Oh, well, is there anyone else in this town who can converse with the learned as well as I can? And who, as a young boy, studied under the famous metaphysician Giovanni Panetti for 6 years, and who, as only a small child, knew his grammar by heart. No! Therefore, I do proclaim that I am the cleverest man in all the city, perhaps all of Europe. I should have been a doctor, maybe a professor.
The great Panetti was a travelling stage magician who deserted you and left you with nothing but his debts and a trunk of tricks as thanks. Oh, poor little husband. My dear one, tell me if you are oh so clever, why are you earning your living as a candle maker? Why aren't you at the university? Be imparting his wisdom to adoring students. And as for being a doctor, oh, I wouldn't trust him to cure a cat of furballs.
Plague on the wench, the university was full of. And was it not me who raised the fishwife from being passed out with my cure?
You poured chili oil down her throat. She almost killed you as thanks for it.
What about the boy that was at death's door because of his fall? He ran off again happy because of me.
That snot-nosed kid tripped and grazed his knee.
I cured the wound.
You put lanolin on it and you gave him a lollipop. He ran off happy because he had a sweet.
And I make the best candles. They last longer than any other. They are miraculous.
I was cursed the hour and the day that I took it into my head to say yes. You know, you haven't been faithful to me a single day. Even on the way out of the church, you flirted with the nun.
I was seeking a blessing on our happy union.
Oh, with your face in a breath.
I was kissing the cross. Cursed be the cuckold of the notary that, like bees that loved it to Faust, caused me to sign my own damnation. Maybe we should have been married in a cathedral. Then the bishop would have seen you for the devil that you are and had you exorcised back to hell.
Oh, you ought to thank heaven every minute of every day that you have me for a wife. Where would you be if you hadn't married a woman like me?
Happy.
In the gutter, drunk with your friends.
Like I said, happy. Besides, you haven't been faithful to me one day in our marriage.
What? What did you just say?
I've seen you making eyes at the butcher.
Well, he does have a good rump.
And a plum sausage. I know what's on your mind, you harlot, and I know it's more than the sausage you want from me.
At least his sausage fills my belly occasionally.
Dearest wife, my love, we were in love once. We were married then. Let us be happy again. We are happy in our own way, yes?
Happy in our own way? What do you call happy? Happy with you? A husband who will send me to the poorhouse or the madhouse? No, you are a debauched, deceitful wretch who gambles every coin I've got.
That is a lie. I drink half of it.
Who sells every stick of furniture
No,
in the
that was
house?
called living frugally.
Frugally?
It's Zen.
The sheriff has repossessed the bed from under me.
Only lazy people sleep in.
There'll hardly be a stick of furniture left in the house.
Well, how else are we going to fit the band in?
And who from morning to night does nothing but gamble and drink?
Well, that is done in order to not get in the dumps.
What am I to do to stave off the dumps, as you call them?
Whatever you like. Dance with me and all will be well.
You are mad.
Come, wife. We loved each other once. We had a merry time. Come, dance with me and let's reignite our passion.
Between your drinking, gambling, and chasing loose women, I shall die a poor old maid. No, you go to your whores and I'll go home to my mother.
Why so jealous, wife? You know that it is only you that I love, for all your faults and bad behavior. Dance the fandango with me and all will be forgiven. I see you have set your heart upon thrashing.
I am not afraid of you.
Sweet object of my affections, I shall box your ears for you.
Drunken sot!
I shall thrash you.
I shall make your ass red as a tomato.
I shall pummel you.
Oh, this will hurt me far worse than it hurts you.
I shall curry your skin for you.
Infamous wretch!
Oh, I shall curry you.
Wretch! Villain! Deceiver! Cur! Gallows backstab! Rogue! Thief!
Oh, you'll have it, will you? Yeah?
You actually hit me! How dare you! Oh, I shall do worse than thrash you. You shall not use your ass to sit for a week!
You can move out of the way like you're supposed to.
Bend over!
No, wife. You said that it would hurt me more than it would hurt you.
I did shout. Oh, help! Help! Help me so much! Help me from this terrible beast!
What is this? Preposterous thing! Why take the scoundrel who beats his wife so? What? Sir, we do not beat our women in this enlightened age.
And what if I like to be beaten?
Well, then I can say from all my heart. But perhaps you should not be so forceful in your beatings, Sir Scaramouche.
Be sure of what you're poking your nose in before interfering.
Sorry, I could have been mistaken.
I am a woman who married the lowest, most infamous, womanizing, drunken, stupid wretch in the world! And I deserve to be punished for such foolishness.
You're quite right. Such an act does deserve some punishment.
Just look at this wretch. Can you not tell me that any woman fool enough to marry that does not deserve to be punished?
You're quite right. He is clearly a fool.
What have you to say to it?
Nothing. Your argument is sound and wise.
Is it for you to stick your nose in?
No, my nose should remain in my own house.
Mind your own business.
I will not say another word.
It pleases me to be beaten.
Yes, I can tell.
It does not hurt you.
That is true. My ass is said.
It hurts me to punish you, my love. Maybe I should stop now.
Oh, no. No, dear husband. I am not properly disciplined yet. Good sir, while I appreciate your attempts to intercede on my behalf, and in any other circumstance, this would be a good and proper thing to do. But at least in this situation, you must see that the punishment is well deserved. And hopefully the fool will have some sense beaten into him.
Dear neighbour, pardon me with all my heart. I am unfamiliar with these modern relationships. Go ahead, thrash and beat your wife as much as you like. I shall help if you wish.
I do not need your help. No. It is enough for me to beat my own wife, sir. I will beat her if I like, and I will not beat her if I do not like. Though, I think, dearest, that maybe I should stop now, please.
No, I'm not properly punished yet.
It seems I do not need your help today, sir.
Exactly so.
You should explain it to the kind man. Go and reason it out to him. You can use your philosophy. Karen? This is good.
In some learned circles, it is considered impertinence to meddle in the affairs of others, especially when both consenting adults. Remember that Cicero says, "Tra moglie e marito non mettere il doto," which, when roughly translated, means, "Do not come between a crazy woman and her husband's ass." My wife is determined to prove this point to you on the parchment of my backside with the strokes of her red pen. Yes, and I fear that if you remain, then she may continue as a demonstration. But if you retire, then it may end, or she may become exhausted.
Yeah, very well, Sir Scaramouche. I shall leave you to your husbandly duties. Madam?
Hi, wife. Let's shake hands.
After having beaten me thus,
No need for that. Kiss me, wife.
I will not.
Eh?
No,
Come, wife.
I shall not.
Come, I tell you, I do love you, and I know you do love me. Come, dance the fandango with me, and all will be well.
I will do nothing of the kind.
Come!
No, I will be angry.
Oh, it's a trifle. A tiff, do forgive me.
Leave me alone.
Kiss me, wife, I beg you.
Oh, you have treated me too ill.
Well, I beg your pardon. Put your hand there.
I'll forgive you, but I will make you pay for it.
A little argument every now and then is necessary evil to vent the ill humours and reignite love's passion. And what better way to make up than with a little dance and a kiss and a cuddle? It almost makes the argument worth the apology. A little spat every now and then between two people who love each other is enough to brighten the affections.
Affections, you say?
My affection for you is like a small flame to warm your heart.
Burn my house down, more like.
No, dear, a small flame, like my candles.
Will you get a proper job then?
Perhaps. But for now, I'm going to the woods to find beeswax for my candles, and perhaps I'll find myself a soothing remedy, perhaps to recover from the beating you have given me, and perhaps I'll come back more in love with you than when I left.
Yes, go, my lad. The only remedy you shall find in the woods is the bottle of rum I know you have stashed away in there. No, I shall bide my time, playing coy. But whatever visage I may wear, I will not let him forget his behaviour. I know that a woman always has the means of revenging herself on her husband. But how to do it? I know he thinks himself clever. I need a proper way to show him up for the fool he is. Maybe trick him into getting a real job too. I need a revenge that shall strike home properly, or there will be no satisfaction in it. You won't get off your lazy backside. You said you're clever. You lied. You only answer perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. A million times I ask him, and then I ask him over again. He only answers perhaps,
account for all the searching we do, we will find what the master is looking for.
There is no use in us grumbling about it.
Yes, we are duty-bound to do as our employer tells us, and besides, we both benefit from the health of his daughter. If our mistress is well married, we shall all move up in the world.
Your wife is her companion and maid. You shall both move into the new house the master's bought for his daughter as head servants, and I shall take your position as head servant of his house.
But this cursed marriage has been put off because of her sudden illness. If we can find a cure, it will no doubt bring us many thanks from the master. It's a stable employment, if nothing else. If only she'd married one of the others before this illness took her over, she could have been wed, fed, out before it hit her.
Not much of a choice, though, was there? Albin, a dandy. Jacques, never bathes. Gaston, a bullet. Horace, who is stupid but generous, is most likely to win a hand of these. While he is stupid, I have heard the master speak of his favourable business connections several times.
Yes, but the mistress confided in my wife before she fell dumb that she loathed the sight of the boy. Not only is he stupid, but he has no culture at all. From what I can see, his only interests are in cock, fighting, and wine.
While she has shown no inclination to these, she has for a certain Leandre. While he is clever and cultured, the master will never take him for a son-in-law. He has no obvious fortune, and the master sees a man's value in his purse rather than in his heart.
Must trick him into a proper job as well, but how?
But what an idea he's taken into his head. Since all the regular doctors are at a loss to cure her, what use would there be in seeking a sorcerer? They're all fakes.
My dear old grandmother would say,
Sometimes in seeking the strange, you may come across what is not clear in the obvious. And often
Yes, I must pay him out, no matter the cost. Gentlemen, I'm so sorry, I do apologise. I did not see you there. I was lost deep in my thoughts.
forgive us, good woman. We are all lost on this journey of life, and we have too in search of something we should be very glad to find.
Oh, is it anything that I might be able to assist with? I am having no luck with my problem. Perhaps I shall have better fortune with yours.
Perhaps we are in search of a clever man, some special physician that might give some relief to our mistress. She's been seized by an affliction that has mysteriously deprived her of the use of her tongue.
Several physicians have already exhausted all their knowledge on her behalf.
But one may find several secret remedies and special cures. Ones that put all others to shame. That's why we have come here. These streets are full of wise women and mystic men.
In short, our master has sent us to seek a sorcerer, someone clever. I suspect the men we're after may be the cleverest man in all the city.
Perhaps all of Europe. Would you happen to know such a man?
This is an inspiration from heaven to revenge myself on my layabout. Gentlemen, you could not have addressed yourselves to anyone more able to assist you to find what you need. We have a man here, the cleverest man in all the city, possibly all of Europe. He is a veritable genius for a disastrous malady. There is none better at creating cures and lifting curses. He studied under the great Panetti for 6 years.
The great Panetti. Oh, I've heard of him.
Mercy sakes! When can we meet him? We are desperate for a cure for our mistress.
Well, if you just wait here a short while, he will be along soon. He's currently in the woods seeking out a remedy for a swollen backside and a deflated ego. But be warned, as with most geniuses, he is an odd fellow. Oh, a fantastic, eccentric, whimsical man, but one that you would never take to be what he truly is. You see, he goes about dressed in the most extraordinary fashion and pretends sometimes to be completely ignorant. You see, he keeps his knowledge to himself, and due to the enormous demand on his services, he is almost always incognito and flat refuses to practice his marvelous talents which God hath given him for the healing art.
Yes, it is a fact with these wise men. They have some eccentricity, some slight grain of madness mixed amongst the brilliance.
Oh, the madness of this man is like none you have ever seen before. For sometimes, he has to be beaten before he will admit to being a physician.
Beaten.
Strange but true. And I warn you both, he will never admit to it, and you will not succeed. Unless gods to admit he is a great healer. Strange as it sounds, it is what we must do, and we have need of his services.
What a strange delusion.
That is true, but after this you will see he works wonders.
What is his name?
His name is Scaramouche, but it is very easy to recognize him. He's currently in disguise and wears a large hat full of brightly coloured feathers.
Is he a doctor or a parrot?
Hard to tell sometimes, but it is all part of the disguise. He plays the fool to mask the genius.
Oh, yes, I've heard this is true. Once there was a jester in the court of the king who was a skilled poisoner that hid his intrigue beneath his cap and belt. An English king in olden times had a fool who was the wisest man in all the land.
But really, is this man as clever as you say?
As clever! This is a man who can work miracles. 6 months ago, there was a woman who all other physicians had given up on. She was considered dead for 6 hours. She certainly smelled so. Just as they were going to bury her. Well, they dragged by force our man Scaramouche to her bedside. Having examined her, he pulled a small drop of something into her throat. And behold, she rose from the bed and began to walk the room as if nothing had happened.
Oh, it must have been a drop of liquid gold or the famed elixir vitae.
Possibly so. And then, not 3 weeks ago, a small child, just 12 years old, fell from the top of the belfry, smashing his head, arms and legs on the rocks beneath. Well, they brought our man in, and he covered the body in a curious ointment which only he knows how to prepare. He chanted strange, mystic phrases and administered a large pill. And behold, once more, the boy rose to his feet and began to play his games again, as if nothing had happened.
This man must have the universal cure-all.
Who can doubt it?
This is the very man we want. Let us enlist his services at once.
Gentlemen, do not forget the warning that I have given you.
Leave it to us. It's nothing but a thrashing he wants for his compliance. We'll be happy to give it to him.
We thank you for the service you have rendered us, good woman. And we see nothing but the best outcome for our young mistress.
Here comes the Magnifico now. I should withdraw or he will know something is afoot. Good luck getting his employment, gentlemen. Now, do remember to beat him, thrash him, sure real hard, even if he begs on his hands and knees that you stop. It is all part of his test.
I hear him singing in Coming from the Woods.
I think I've done enough to earn a drink. Let us take a little break.
This is surely him. Bright-coloured robes and a fool's expression. We've surely hit upon him.
Let us take a closer look.
Oh, my little Rogue, I love you, my pretty dear. What the devil do these people want? They're not sharing my bottle. They can piss off if that's what they want.
This is the very man.
It is surely him.
They are consulting each other while looking at me. What can be their intention?
I say, sir, is your name not Scaramouche?
Huh? What?
I say, sir, is your name not Scaramouche? Known as the Great Scaramouche in some places.
Yes, and no. Some parts of me are great. Maybe I am him. It depends on what you want with me.
We want nothing of him but to offer him our most utmost civilities.
And possible employment.
In that case, I am Scaramouche.
Ah, sir, we are delighted to see you. We've been recommended to you as being exactly what we are in search of, and have come to implore your help on behalf of my master, for which we are in desperate need.
If it be anything within my scope, gentlemen, then I will be happy to oblige you.
Oh, you are too kind to us, sir. You must not think it strange we have sought you out. Clever men are often sought for their
No,
own
it is
devices.
true that I am the best in the world at making candles.
Oh,
Yes, I
sir.
make them in a pane and in a fashion that is greatly desired. When I dip my wick, it stands proud and rigid and hardly ever drips.
That's not the question.
It's very popular with the chambermaids. I hand them my candle and they will marvel at how firm it is. They can hold it in 2 hands and it never drips or gets on their skirts. And it's long lasting. and has no residue and leaves a delicate perfume perfect for the bedtime.
We understand well enough,
I
sir.
give one to my wife every night. She will not have another.
Differently, please.
But if you know what is what, then you know that I charge that price.
This is a joke,
This
sir.
is no joke at all. Everyone has a price for their services.
Let us talk differently.
Look, if you want some for less, you can find them elsewhere. But if you want a long-lasting candle, then mine will do you all night.
Let us change the conversation. Please, sir. While it may amuse you to jest with us in such a base manner, but would a gentleman such as yourself with so learning and wisdom wish to lower yourself to talk thus? Should so wise a man and so learned a physician as you are reported to be wish to hide himself in the eyes of the world and keep hidden his talents beneath the jester's jacket?
What? He is mad.
Pray, sir, do not joke. Our quest is serious.
What do you mean?
All this beating around the bush is useless. We know what we know about you.
I didn't do it. You can't prove I was there. What do you want? Who do you take me for?
Well, for what you are, a great physician.
The physician yourself. I have no physician.
See, this is what we have been warned of. I say, sir, is your name not Scaramouche, and did you not study under the great Moliere for 6 years?
Well, yes, that is true.
Then, sir, do not deny things any longer, and do not, if you please, make us have a course to go to unpleasant extremities.
Have recourse to what?
To do something we should be sorry for.
For God's sake, gentlemen, have recourse to whatever you like. I am not a physician and know not what you mean.
I'm afraid you'll have to apply for it.
Yes, like I said, be your own physician, apply the remedy yourself.
Once more, sir, I pray you reveal what you truly are.
For God's sake, man, do not talk any more nonsense and confess plainly that you are a physician.
Look, you're really pissing me off. Yeah.
You are not a physician.
No!
You are not a physician.
No, I tell you.
As you will have it so, I give it little recourse, but to do as we have been instructed.
Jesus!
Yeah.
Hey, please, no, oh, gentlemen, I will be anything you like, just stop being.
Why, sir, do you force us to use this violence?
Why do you make us go to the trouble of giving you a beating?
I promise you I regret it with all my heart.
Oh my word, I am sorry too.
What the devil does it all mean, gentlemen? Are you perhaps gone out of your minds and believe me a physician when I'm not one?
What? You do not give yet. Still you deny being a physician.
Did you not study under the great Panetti for 6 years?
Oh, yes, I confess that is true.
Are you the cleverest man in all the city?
Well, yes, that is also true from a certain point of view.
Are you not the cleverest man in all Europe? And perform marvelous cures on a woman smelling of the grape and a child who fell.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Then, by process of logic, you are the great physician
Devil
Scaramouche.
take me if I am. I'm Scaramouche the Candleman.
You still refuse
No,
to believe you're a
please
physician?
take me. Oh, I'm a physician. An apothecary to the bargain, if you like. I would prefer being anything than to be beaten about, so...
Ah, sir, it pleases me to hear you so reasonable at last.
It does my heart good to hear you speak this way.
I beg your pardon with all my heart.
I hope you'll forgive me for the liberty I've taken.
Bless my soul, is it possible I have become mad and forgotten that I'm a physician?
Ah, yes, sir. Now that you have revealed what you truly are, you shall be satisfied with us.
Tell me, gentlemen, is it perhaps possible that you are yourselves mistaken and that I'm not a physician at all?
No, upon my word.
Really and truly?
Undoubtedly, you are the cleverest physician in the world by reputation
Well,
alone.
then I must be good, yes. Where did you hear of my skill?
A woman yonder told us about you. Said you were a great physician and studied under a master of the metaphysical arts for many years.
She told me.
Yes.
That woman is there.
Yes.
What else did she tell you?
That if you denied you were a physician, we should beat you.
She told you that?
She said it is your way.
What a cunning stunt.
Yes, sir, you'll be satisfied with us and shall earn whatever fee you like if you allow us to take you to our master.
Well, gentlemen, come, folks, please. Hold back first. Tell me, did you happen to tell this woman that I would get a fee for where I was going?
Oh, no, sir, only that we sought a physician.
So she does not know that I will earn a fee,
No, sir.
and I shall earn whatever fee I like.
Yes.
And she does not expect anything from it for herself. Nothing is a reference.
Yes, sir, the whole fee is yours. My master is a wealthy man and quite generous where his daughter is concerned.
In that case, gentlemen, I am a physician. I had forgotten that, but you have beaten the sense back into me. Where am I to go? What am I to do?
We shall conduct you. The issue is a young girl who has lost her voice.
Oh, where has she lost it? Have you looked in the garden beds? I usually use things in there.
How he loves his joke. Come along, sir.
What? Without a physician's gown and his potions?
We will get you one.
No need. I have everything left behind by my dear departed master right in here. Now, go along. I shall get dressed. For a physician cannot work unless properly attired.
Now this is a position I like. I think he will do. He's weirdo. But clearly an eccentric genius, as reported.
And now is my favorite chambermaid.
Favorite? Do you have others?
No, sweet Domino. Babette here. You're my only love.
And my dear gnocchi, oh how I could just eat you all up.
Well, none of us can be together unless we can get the master and mistress married. Old Yellow Lady's dead set against it. He wants her to marry for money and security, not love.
Not married for love? What sort of talent is he?
An old one.
Right.
If she keeps up the silent act, he won't marry her off to anyone else. None of these men want damaged goods for a wife. They want a trophy. Back home in Napoli, there was a man chasing me. Father wanted me to marry him because he had a Moliere position. He was one of Napoli's best chocolate makers. Father, gelato maker, couldn't get the price of chocolate we were married. But my mother said no. There was something she did not like about him. And she knew I liked a boy who lived on the other side of town who grew strawberries. Father, being typical Neapolitan, couldn't decide if he liked chocolate or strawberry better. And he was like, vanilla in the middle.
So what happened next?
Well, Mr. Chocolate dropped me and married an almond merchant's daughter for money, and Mr. Strawberry married a jam maker's daughter. I moved here to live on my own terms and marry for love.
It's all about appearance for them. That's why the mistress is pretending to be damaged goods, but true love sees past it.
Perhaps. But what if we say she's even more damaged?
Are you suggesting hurting the mistress?
For real?
Oh.
But if we say she lost an eye? She wore an eye patch.
Eye patches are so in right now. Everyone's wearing them. This summer, the nautical look is what people are looking for.
Well, perhaps it might work.
So, isn't that gonna work? I mean, it's the other fashion. Won't she just look like any other fashionable young girl in town with an eye patch?
True. But in the market the other day, I saw at least 3 young women wearing them. I even saw a man wearing a hat in the shape of a galleon.
Perhaps we need to lose a hand. She wear a hook.
Yes, a hook. Because it was carved by accident.
How would a young lady of delicate demeanor come to have a hand cut off in an accident?
Well, because she was playing at the piano one day.
With the windows open, as young ladies often do.
And she bent over to smell the flowers in the window box.
And as she was practicing her
And
scales,
I expect a breeze came by.
And slammed the piano shut.
and severing the wrist.
Therefore, she must now wear a hook wearing.
Stupid point.
What if she had a peg leg?
You're turning her into a pirate now. It'll be a parrot next.
I know someone with a parrot.
Yes, sir, I think you will be most satisfied with this one. We've only brought you the finest musician in all of the world.
Honestly, sir, this one beat everything. The other's not worthy to hold a candle to it. Don't mention candles. But he is a genius who has reportedly performed some marvelous killings.
He has put the dead back on their feet again.
He is somewhat eccentric, as I have told you, and there are times where his senses wander, and he does not seem what he really is.
But in truth, he is quite scientific and often speaks of subjects quite beyond anyone's comprehension.
When he sets about it, he speaks as finely as if you were reading from a book. He already has a great reputation hereabouts. It's told everyone comes to consult him.
Well, I am very anxious for her to see my daughter. Send him to me quickly, and maybe we can get this marriage to take place.
I shall fetch him. He was looking through the garden.
Seriously, sir, this one will do no better than all of the rest have. If you'd like my opinion, then the best medicine for your daughter would be a handsome, strapping husband whom she can have some love for.
Excuse me, dear wife. You're meddling in the master's business. Hold your tongue, Suzanne. It's not for you to put your nose there. It is the master's pace. This is what he wants, and we're employed to do his bidding.
I'll tell you, and anyone who will listen, that all of these physicians do her no good. Your daughter wants something more than rhubarb and senna. A handsome husband will cure her complaints, and when her heart is happy, her voice will sing again.
Would anyone want her in her present state? Without affliction on her, and where do I organise for her to marry? Did she never pose my wishes?
No wonder. You wanted to give her to someone that she doesn't like. Horace, he's an imbecile. He has no culture, no breeding. The only culture that he has is the cheese that he smells like. Why did you just not give her to young Leandra, who takes her fancy? She would have been very obedient to your request, and you promised her to him, and I know for a fact that he will take her as she is, or he truly loves her. If you would just give her hand to him.
Leandra's not the man I want. He's not got a fortune like Horace. What if she married one of the others? Albert. He's cultured and artistic, he dresses well, and his father has huge farmlands. Why did she turn him down?
Because he is more interested in the huge farm hands than he is in the farmlands.
What about Jacques? Fine, masculine young man.
He's a bully and he smells like off fish.
Roberto, he's a nice boy. He knows from her.
Big Roberto! He follows her around like a puppy, and no woman wants a lapdog. Though at least he isn't as stupid as Horace. Just give her to Leandra. He's a nice boy and she loves him.
Love? What does love have to do with marriage? This is business, and besides, Leandra's penniless.
He has an extremely rich uncle who's on death's door, and the boy's his only heir.
Well, expectations are not what the air they are written on. I want to see a bag of gold in the bank, not run the risk of weight on a dead man's shoes. Death is not always at the beck and call of young gentlemen heirs, and while the grass grows, the cow starves.
That's fine, but in marriage, as in everything else, love excels riches. Would you rather see her happy for a lifetime? Fathers and mothers always have this cursed habit of saying, how much has he got? How much has she got? Remember Signor Brabantio? How he married his daughter Simone to that idiot Tomasino, only because he had a few more vineyards than the young Pierre, whom she had affections for? Have you seen her now? She is as yellow as a melon, and she has not looked her happy self ever since. Money can run out with a few bad investments, and I would sooner give my daughter to a husband whom she loves than have all of the riches in the country.
Well, you don't have a daughter yet. Believe me, when you do, your opinion changes on the matter. Bad love can run out just as quickly as money. Look, man sees a pretty face and he's off after the shiny new toy. Leaves his wife home with a screaming baby.
Then it wasn't love.
Oh, she wants some gold to be comfortable. I know you cared for her. You've been like a mother to her since my own dear wife departed, but bless me, nurse, how you chatter.
Oh, the master does not want your speeches. We know you have cared for her and think only of her happiness, but the master is securing the future for us all. And besides, he is the girl's father. He's good and clever enough to know what she wants.
I chose you out of love, didn't I? And you were penniless, but we could be happy absolutely anywhere. Besides which, I have known her since she was a child, and I know that her heart yearns for the boy. In Napoli, where love is king, where boy meets girl, here's what they say. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Ha! When you ain't got no cash, so you eat from the street with no shoes on your feet, you're in love. When your heart full of dreams, then your bank account's empty, signore. That's why money is king down in old Napoli, not amore. Enough! Where is this doctor?
Here is our physician.
I am delighted to see you, sir. We have very great need of you. I have a daughter who is suffering from a strange complaint.
Ah, yes, what is your daughter's name?
Moretta.
Ah, Moretta. What a pretty name for a patient, Moretta.
I'll just go and see what she's doing.
And who is this enthralling woman?
Oh, that is my daughter's maid and companion.
Ah, and a fine woman too. Ah, madame, charming madame. Let me be a nurse, my physician. Ah, your pulse is a little faster. All my skills, all my service is a rack of guile and...
Do you mind, doctor? Leave my wife alone, I pray you.
This is your wife?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know. I am so happy for the love of you both. Yes, let me congratulate you.
If you please.
Oh, I am certainly happy for your matrimonious affection. I was simply congratulating your wife on having such a good husband, and congratulating you on having such good taste to have a wife so fine, so well-shaped, so handsome. Let me embrace your good taste, yes?
Do not pay so many compliments to my wife.
Ooh.
Compliments to my wife are my honor to bestow, not yours.
Should I not rejoice in your happy matrimony?
Rejoice in me as much as you like, but enough with the compliments to my wife.
My daughter will be here directly, sir.
I will attend to her, sir, with all my equipment.
Oh.
Where is it? In there.
Oh.
And there.
Here she comes now.
Ah, is this the patient?
Yes, I have but this one daughter, and I would never get over it if she were to die.
Yes, you must not let her do such a thing, at least not without a prescription from a physician.
A chair, here.
Ah, what a pretty young patient. I am of the belief that she is perfectly suited for a handsome young man of good health.
You have made her laugh, sir.
Why, of course, it is always the best sign that a physician can make the patient laugh. Now, young lady, tell me, what is it that ails you? What do you feel?
Ha, he, hi, ho.
What do you say?
Ha, he, hi, ho.
Oh, of course, there must be some obstruction. I must open this immediately. Open wide. Oh, yes, exactly as I thought. Oh, look, the rest of it is still stuck in there. I thought I would fix this immediately, but it seems that this one is stuck. Out, now. Take it over, please. Now, please, tell me, what ails you?
Ha, he, hi, ho.
I don't understand a word of it. Is this some sort of language?
This is how she communicates since this tragic illness has hit her. She's become mute. All the best doctors and physicians have not been able to discover the cause.
Well, never fear. Scaramouche is here. I am better than all your quacks.
This disaster has forced us to postpone her marriage.
Why so?
The man she's to marry wishes to wait for her recovery. He doesn't want to be wife.
What sort of fool wouldn't want a mute wife? I wish mine had that. Take particular care not to cure.
Well, sir, the modern philosophy is that a woman should have a voice of her own. Indeed, the idea of equality is taken on many of the more enlightened sides.
Not under my roof. She is mine to do with as I please, and I will marry her to the man she is contracted to.
You remind me of the noble Aegeus and his daughter Hermia.
How did that one end?
Oh, with the wedding eventually.
To the point, sir. We beseech you to use all your skill to cure her of this affliction.
Ah, of course. Now, come, sir. You must tell me, is the suffering very much? Yes, of course. Is the pain very acute?
Oh, very acute.
Ah, so much the better, sir, for when the pain is most acute, then the body is more ready to be rid of it, either by cure or by death. Now, tell me, does she go to the, how to go to the, you know, does she go to the, yes, freely.
I know nothing about it.
Is the matter healthy, sir?
Why is it you medical types are so obsessed with Eric Bauman? See?
Well, in order to diagnose the patient, we must first inspect what is given to us as a bulletin, so to speak. In fact, in many learned societies, the inspection of the daily motions of the bowel is often seen as an inspection of good health. For while we are alive, we poop. Therefore, you may say, I poop, therefore I am.
But I have seen many dead men on the gallows who have released their bowels.
Well, what man faced with a hangman's noose wouldn't shit himself?
One last explosion, then he craps no more.
Exactly, gentlemen. It is a vital element of nature as well. Even amongst the monkeys of the jungle, the flinging of feces is no longer thought an act of aggression, but more of a mutual exchange of greeting, a sort of greetings, how are you? Oh, I see you need more fibre in your diet. All spoken in chimpanzee, of course.
Well, that's as may be, but a father is not privy to the privy.
I assure you, all is well there.
Ah, give me your hand. Yes, of course. From the pulse and my investigations, I can tell you that your daughter is dumb.
Oh, no, so she's well educated. She can read, write, and several languages.
Dumb as in mute, she cannot speak.
Yes, that is what is the matter with her. Which you have discovered at the first touch. What a marvelous
He's diagnosed her from the obvious.
Oh yes, we great physicians can tell things at once. An ignoramus would have been nonplussed and would have told you it was this or that. But I hit the nail on the head, and I can tell you that your daughter is dumb.
Yes, sir, but I would like you to tell me why she is dumb.
Oh, well, nothing is easier. It arises from lack of speech.
Very good, but what is the reason for her having lost her speech?
Well, our best authorities would tell you that it is an impediment in the propinquity of the action of her tongue.
But what's more, what is your opinion on the impediment in the action of her tongue?
Well, I would say that it is a lack in the vertical adjustment and the horizontal lateral confabulations that are required for the efficacious advancement of speech and language to present itself. Simple. Aristotle on the subject says a great many clever things.
Yes, hey.
He was a great man, sir.
No doubt. I don't know him personally. Is he local?
Yes, runs a fish stall at the local market, Aristotle's Fish and Pomfrets. Anyway, back to our argument. I hold that this impediment in the action of her tongue is caused by some certain ill humours. Ill humours that we in the learned profession call piquant humours. Piquant, that is to say, humours that are arising from the nether regions and are created in the aforementioned regions that the movements of the bowel are coming for, that we may say, contract repetut.
Rumors part.
Yes! Do you understand Latin?
Not in the least.
You do not understand Latin?
No.
Excellent. I mean, oh, dear. That we may say, oculus tuus claudet claudet, sum vel scio quod non scio funiculi funicula, nesicut transitorum ad scribendum hoc. Thus, for tua vos.
Why did I not study Latin?
He must be so clever if he speaks in a way that us common folk cannot comprehend.
It's so beautiful. I don't understand the word.
And I hold that these vapours that are being created in the nether regions are now filling the ventricles of the throat, which cause a croak known as an onomatopoeia, first described by Aristophanes, who is another great Greek philosopher, and now presents itself with the well-known brechihex-kex-coax-coax effect, first described in his first work on frogs. And then it is now coming to a sort of vapour that is endowed with a certain malignity. Listen well to this issue.
Yes.
The vapours are endowed with a certain malignity that are coming to the acridity and filling the concavity of the diaphragm. That is exactly the reason that your daughter is dumb. Ogorana habet in Gatureso.
What?
I'm more confused now than I was before we started.
She has a frog in her throat, so.
Why does not my tongue wag as well as his?
Well, it is undoubtedly impossible to argue with that, as I understand nothing of it. There is one thing I can't quite make out.
Only one thing.
That is, how did the frog get in there in the first place?
Well, it is less of a literal frog and more of a metaphorical amphibian.
Oh, I didn't know that. Please forgive my ignorance
Oh,
of advancements in modern
No need for that, sir. If everyone were as clever as we physicians, then what would be the use of us?
Certainly, sir, but what do you think ought to be done for this complaint?
What do I think ought to be done?
Yes.
Bed. She must be taken to bed, given plenty of rest, and given plenty of bread soaked in wine.
Why so, sir?
Well, you will find that many of you will loosen their tongue with the liberal application of wine.
Yes, I've seen this at the tavern. The consumption of enough liquor, even the quietest men talk unceasingly.
You can't drink on an empty stomach.
That is so. Oh, great man. Quick, plenty of bread and wine.
Yes. I will come back tonight to see how the patient is getting on. Good day, sir.
Stay a moment, if you please. I must give you your fees.
Oh, I shall not accept it, sir.
Sir?
No, not at all.
Pardon?
On no consideration.
Pray.
No, you are jesting.
That is sensible.
I shall do nothing of the kind. I do not practice for money's sake, sir.
I am convinced.
But if it makes you feel you have done all you can for patients.
It's a good way. Yes, sir.
I am not a mercenary physician.
I am aware of it.
I do not practice under financial interests.
I do not for a moment think so.
Oh, bless my soul. It seems that the best way to increase generosity is to refuse it and take this force in excess.
Well, my little gallows bird, how goes it with you? When you did not return to the house drunken and sore, I thought I ought to come look for you. I hope you've learned your lesson not to play clever with your betters.
Not a bit of it. In fact, your little prank has backfired. I am now employed as a physician to a most wealthy and generous gentleman.
You are not a physician's bollocks! Oh, they will find you out and put you on a rope to do the gallows dance.
Oh, then dance with me, my love.
What, on the end of a rope?
No, here in the street. Come, my love.
Love? You only love rum, money, and gambling.
No, I love you, my love. Let me prove it to you.
You're a fool.
Ah, what a handsome young fellow. Looks too healthy to make any money from. Maybe I can diagnose him as a hypochondriac and reap the rewards.
Best.
I am not!
Good sir, I've been waiting some time for you. I've come to beg your assistance.
Sir, oh my, that is a very bad pulse. I fear you're at death's door.
I am not ill, sir. That's not what I've come to you
Then
for.
why are you speaking to me? God. I could give you a song sort of potion to make you ill later and then cure you of the same malady. Although, it would be a shame to waste my attention now that you have it.
No, sir, I wish to tell you something.
Ah, yeah. You want a psychiatrist. It was your mother's fault or your father's fault. Whichever has a larger phallus. Take your regardless, come back next week.
No, sir. I wish to tell you about the matter in a few words. I am Leandre, and I'm in love with a sweet lady named Marata, to whom you have just paid a visit. And as her ill-tempered father has forbidden her from even speaking to me, I must resort to secretive means in order to assure her of my great love. Therefore, I beg you to assist me in the advancement of my love affair behind her father's back in secret, and I ask you to conspire with me in a clandestine stratagem that I have invented so as to say a few words to her on which my whole life and happiness absolutely depend.
Oh, why, he speaks very prettily. Obviously a gentleman. Now to see if we can catch the little lovesick fishy and see if there is any gold to be had. What? For whom do you take me? How dare you address yourself to me to lower the dignity of a great physician with a tawdry love affair of that kind? I will make a noise. You are an impertinent young fellow.
Gently, sir.
An ill-mannered, lustful youth.
Pray.
I will show you that I am not the type of man you take me for. Her father has paid me very handsomely, and to betray such a trust would be great insult. And what is the greatest insult is that consider me employed. I simply needed to ensure that you had the best intentions, and that this was a noble quest and not some lovey-dovey teenager thing. And I assure you that you have passed the test.
I beg your pardon for the liberty I've taken now, just sir.
Take any liberty you like, I am yours. What is the affair in question?
As you are a great physician, you must already know then, sir, that this disease you've been employed to cure is in fact a feigned complaint.
Ah, feigned, yes. They are the hardest to cure. But I will work miracles, trust me on that.
No, sir, feigned as it is made up. All the other less physicianed physicians have argued about it, as they are wont to do, but the fact of the matter is that true love is its real cause, and that Moretta has only invented this illness in order to free herself from a marriage that she has been forced into. I fear that out here we might be discovered together by our father. Let us retire, and as we go along, I will tell you what I wish for you to do.
Come along then, sir. You have inspired me with a bag of your vested interests. And if all my medical skills have not found me, then the patient shall be yours, or die in the attempt.
I was fortunate to find one such as you who understands the ways of the heart.
Understand, sir? No one understands love like I do. I am Spanish, after all.
You hear that? The Andres found a way to see the mistress.
Yes! We may be together after all.
So,
Did the master see the doctor?
Yes! He with the kid. We might all get together yet.
So we convinced him to help him.
After he paid a bribe.
Well, that is the Italian way, I guess.
What? The Italian way?
We Italians will do anything for love.
What about we French? Paris is the city of love.
Paris smells like a dog poo into urine.
Not all the time. Frenchmen are renowned for their subtle lovemaking, their gentility, and class.
the romance.
Don't forget that. When I am rude, I want passion and music.
We can be musical.
Well, an Italian girl needs to be swept off her feet and shown that she is the only one.
Oh, I don't understand you Italian girls.
When we go back to Napoli, it's not just for the scenery. My mom is cooking and the charming songs, because you French boys get it wrong. Hey mambo, mambo Italiano, hey mambo, mambo Italiano, go, go, go. Mixed up Parisiano or Calabrese, do the mambo like a crazy with the
Hey Mambo, can't fix it, Tarantella. Hey Mambo, are you mozzarella? Hey Mambo, Mambo, Italiano, try a little harder for my cutest animal.
I love it when you dance the rumba, but take some advice, Parisiano, learn how to mambo. If you're gonna be a square, you're never gonna go nowhere.
Hey Mambo, Mambo, Italiano. Hey Mambo, Mambo, Italiano.
Go, go, Joe, shake like a Giovanni. Kiss a Gigi, you get happy in the pizzeria. Just rule. You don't have to go back to school. Just take it like a big bambino. It's like vino. Gives you good looking, but you don't know what's cooking till you.
Hey Mambo, Mambo, Italiano.
Hey, mambo, mambo, Italiano. Go, go, go. You mixed up Parisiano and electricity. You get happy in the pizzeria. Mambo, Italiano.
There will now be a 15-minute intermission. If you would like
I think I'm not at all badly dressed, but my past is an apothecary. My father has scarcely ever seen me, except from behind, so this change of dress and wig is, I think, enough to disguise me.
There is no doubt your own mother will pass you this week.
I mean, I should like to know 5 or 6 big medical words to pepper my conversation with, to give me the air of a learned man.
No, that won't be necessary. The costume is more than sufficient. No apothecary knows anything more about doctoring than you do.
What? How is that? Surely you are wise, even just by your reputation.
That will bugger me if I do anything about medicine before I don this robe at all.
What? Then you are not. Then what am I paying you
Well,
for?
what I mean to say is, before I donned this robe as a profession, see, I studied for hard years, 6 hard years under my master, and then I knew all there was to know. You see, as a youth, I studied under the metaphysician, the great Pinetti, for 6 years, and he taught me an array of spells and charms that truly produce a good show
Indeed.
to administer to the patient. But I am a man of my own making, of my own fashion. See, I think that the fates of our lives are under the whim of gods and spirits, and that the only difference between any two men is the robe that he wears.
I do not understand your meaning, sir.
Well, you see, before I donned this robe, I was content searching for beeswax in the woods to make candles. It was a hobby of mine.
Magic candles, I see.
Quiet and listen. Confidence is a great healer. A man will become well if he believes that he will be made well. A robe, a large scroll, and a large fee are enough to give him the confidence that his recovery is assured.
I suppose I can see that. Advice for free is usually worth the air to spread upon.
Yes, it is also necessary to be obvious in your hearing. For to be a convincing apothecary, you must take up an air of the learned as thinked.
I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning, sir. Could you perhaps demonstrate?
Certainly. A convincing apothecary must have a learned and contemplative nature of herbs and flowers, and must view them with the protracted interest of someone who has seen the wonder in a rose or the miracle in a daisy, like so. And then they must spout some gobbledygook about the spirits being in balance and the presence of ancient divinity. It really matters little. When all is said and done, a weed is a weed, and patients shall live or die depending on their fate. I usually prescribe bread and wine, so then they die with a drunken grin, a full belly, and I can say it was a peaceful death.
And that is how you have become a great physician.
Yes, a metaphysician. See, a physician would prescribe you all sorts of drugs, and a university will give you a pretty piece of paper to hang on the wall, but I have done my own research, and I find that only a metaphysician can attend to the soul with an array of spells and charms and tinctures and the great art of alchemy to truly drain every penny, ailment from the patient. Now that I've come to the cap and gown, I find that it is the best profession of all, for whether we manage ill or well, it's not our fault. It is always the fault of the fellow who dies. See, there is the greatest discretion among the dead, for they never complain of the physician who has killed them.
It is true the dead are very honourable in that respect.
We found some people that seem anxious to console me. Stand aside for now, stay asleep, and we can use
Sir, we come to look for you, my son, Moliere myself.
Yes, what appears to be the matter?
It's his poor mother, whose name is Parrot. She's been on a bed of sickness for the last 6 months.
Right, and what do you want me to do?
I would like you to get that little doctor stuff to cure her, sir.
Well, yes, what is the matter with her?
She's ill with the hypochondria, sir.
Hypochondria.
Yes, it's difficult to explain. My son can demonstrate. She is swollen everywhere. They say there's a lot of pumpkins inside, trying to escape. She makes so much water, she pees like the fountain in the village square. She, and every other day, is suffering from the aquatic fever. One moment, hot as the sun, next, cold as snow, and she's playing with the latitude and longitude pains and lengths that makes her walking quite unusual. We can hear in the front the gulp notes of phlegm. Those the simmer of a cat, they're trying to choke her. She's often taken to wild delusions that her language become valid than a thought worker. With all that difficulty holding her balance, the coughing and the urination, the poor woman can't stop not to the floor. She's finally finished the large prescription that the innkeeper has suggested. And now she just lays there, producing the most foulest odors and emanations imaginable. Between that and the demonic screaming, we're at our wits' end. We're on our way to see an exorcist until we heard of your great skill.
Please, I ask you, come to the point.
The point is, sir, you must tell us what to do. We're at our wits' end.
I don't understand you at all.
Sir!
My mother is ill. Here are 2 crowns for you to give us some stuff.
You, I understand perfectly. Your father does not know what he's talking about. You say that your wife is ill with a dropsy, that she is taken with lateral pains in the legs, that she has been in vertigos and convulsions, that is to say, fainting fits.
Yes, sir, that is just it.
And now you'd like a remedy.
Yes, sir.
A remedy to cure.
That is just what I mean.
Just take this thing. It is a miraculous cure that you must make her take.
It looks like a boiled sweet.
Yes! It is a boiled sweet of my own invention, created with many gold and coral and pearls and other precious things under a full moon on a Friday the 13th, while poems written by Euripides and Aristotle chanted to the divine thespians of the ancient Greek gods of healing and ailments and hurty things.
I'm very much obliged to you, sir. I should go and make her take it directly.
If she dies, ensure that you bury her in the best style that you can.
We're much obliged to you, sir.
Well, it appears that you are prepared for an apothecary worthy of the world's greatest physician. We must get some herbs and flowers about you to complete the look. A proper entrance is vital, yes? Remember what I taught you? Well, hello, my saucy cat. The sight of you is like sweet rhubarb, senna, and cinnamon to me to purge all melancholy from my mind.
Is that all I am to you, sir? Someone to give a dose of the shits.
Get ill, nurse! I beg of you, get ill that I might cure you of the malady. Take your temperature, perhaps.
While you are employed by my master, sir, I am but your humble servant, but I would much rather not be cured by you.
Are you sure about that? I think that I might find a good cure for that troublesome husband of yours.
Oh, what am I to do, sir? It's a penance for my sins, and where the goat is tied down, she must graze.
With such a lazy and uneducated man as that, come, graze at my patch. The grass is greener beneath my bough. We could just be two little kids playing in the hay. Have you not heard of the Roman concept of free love for a healthy marriage? Why, Marcus Aurelius and Caesar themselves advocated for reasons of health only in mind. A build-up of passion can lead to hysteria, and I have just the cure for it. Your husband need not lose his temper.
Temper? You have seen nothing of his temper yet, and at the look of your haystack, my big goat would put your little kid to shame. But by the ring on your finger, it seems you have another to roll in the loft with.
No saucy goat, but a troublesome cow. Always putting cow pats on my tongue. My life is a flower-filled field littered with cow pats.
Then why did you marry her?
Oh, we were happy, hopelessly in love, drinking and gambling late into the night, and then the money ran out and we had hungry mouths to feed at home.
Do you have children, sir?
No, just me and Martin. Oh, and a dog, and 2 cats, and several geese. Now, this is plenty of eggs. But this is married life for me. It's a field strewn with cow pats.
Better to have a field strewn with cow pats than to be chased by the raging bull when you covet his cow.
Oh, but is he truly such a rampaging bull? We Spaniards are familiar with taming bulls.
He needs no taming, sir. To me, he's the sweetest creature that's ever walked the earth, and he's devoted to my every pleasure. But to any rival, he will take the skin off their back and tan the hide for leather.
Oh, if I were a belt to hang about your waist, let us play farm boy and milkmaid. Good nurse, thank you very much for assisting me in seeing the circumference of a waist when it is time for due birth. I must go see to my attendant.
What was that scoundrel doing, trying to put his hands around her waist?
Oh, nothing. He was just trying to milk a cow. But have no fear. This maid makes butter for one farmer.
I say, Figaro, have you not seen our physician here?
Yes, I've seen him. Tried to milk my wife.
Where has he gone?
I don't know, sir. Hopefully to the devil.
Well, just go and see what Loretta is doing.
was just expelling the superfluity of drink in your garden. How goes the patient?
Somewhat worse since your remedy.
Ah, so much the better. The dark is always darkest before dawn.
Yes, I see. But, my daughter is innocent, sir. Might be the remedy you have prescribed her may choke her. Not a drop of liquor has ever touched her lips.
Don't you worry, I have cures for that too, though we must wait until she's at death's door.
Who is this man that's leading?
Ah, yes, it is,
Ah,
this is he who, yes, this is the renowned apothecary over on Shakespeare. Well done, sir, well done, yes, yes. He is very familiar with all sorts of drugs and herbs that have a good effect on young people.
oh, I understand.
Yes, he has exactly what your daughter needs.
I hope you can give it to her quickly. Is it an injection or is it to be swallowed?
No, fathers should not be privy to such things. No. See, your daughter has been taken with inflammation that makes the heart race, the face flush, and the tongue fall to nothing but moans and sighs. And I have brought the doctor here at great expense to bring your daughter back to sunny health. Yes. So he shall administer to her the cure. The first stage of 3 words, a simple spell that must be uttered only to her ears. For if anyone were to hear them spoken out loud, they would drop down dead.
Can you write that down for me, sir?
No, I will not. They must go from his lips to your daughter's ears alone. No, I know what I'm doing, sir. Where is your daughter?
Here's your daughter, sir.
Go to her, Mr. Apothecary. Feel her lagging pulse and whisper that spell of enchantment into her ear, and her pulse may quicken. Come along then, sir. We have much to discuss about it. Yes, it is a great question asked by many physicians throughout history as to whether a man or woman will be cured better or recover more easily from illness. Yes, some say the physic is the physic. Yes, I say both yes and no. Because a healthy man may recover quicker than an unhealthy man, and the lifelong hypochondriac will never recover no matter how many cures I stuff in him. Yes, but a woman who has worked all her life and borne children will snap back immediately. Your daughter, sir, is frail. And she may wither away like a rose taken out of its glass dome. You must listen to me, sir. We are on the call of the oblique motion of the circle of the moon as it goes around the earth, and as the sun beams its rays on the concavity of the earth, the stars and the planets which take over the destiny of humankind. Your daughter is pale. Pale as the moon. And I fear that if we do not get a cure for her soon, she may die.
What is the fool talking about now?
No fool, madam, but a fool for love. I will cast a spell, ancient and powerful, calling on the spirits of the air and the moon to cure your daughter.
What moon? It's the middle of the day.
The moon is out there somewhere! But we must be careful, for I have seen the power of La Luna drive men to madness. Such is the glory of the spell, taught to me by the great Panetti. Ha!
Father,
Ah, my daughter speaks so great virtue of the remedy. Oh, wow. What do I owe you for such a service?
In this case has given me much trouble, but the patient is fine and shall recover.
Father, I have recovered my speech. But I've recovered it only to tell you that I will not take a husband other than Leandre. And it is pointless for you to persist upon this idea of giving me to Horace.
But
Nothing can shake this resolution.
what?
Whatever you think you can convince me of, you would be wrong.
If
If you think you can change my mind, you would also be very wrong.
I-
I have made up my mind about the matter.
But
no paternal authority can convince me to marry a man against my will.
I
have made up my mind.
in
It is my heart, and I will not submit it to this tyranny.
the
The fact is that it is
taken hold of her. Rather than a verbal constipation, it is a verbal dysentery. She has a hysterical fever, yes, and must be found a cure immediately.
So that you cure this disease of the mind also?
Oh, why, yes, of course, I have cures for everything, and our apothecary will serve us happily for this instance. Please, sir. Now you see that this passion for this Leandre, who we have never met, is altogether unforeseen by the father, yes, but I think that we can find a speedy remedy for this complaint, yes, yes. A dose of purgative flight, mixed in with 2 drachms of matrimony, made up into pills, yes, and sealed with a gold ring. Yes. Now you must make her take it. As you are a renowned man in your profession, you can convince her to take this, no matter what complaint that she makes. But she will make complaints about this remedy, yes? You must go to the church, talk to the priest, have them say the prayers as swiftly as possible, and wrap up this whole issue. Yes? Wait. This will serve you well for the cure.
What are those drugs and herbs you've just prescribed for certain?
Yes, why they are drugs and herbs prescribed only in the most serious of cases.
Is she that close to death?
Oh, yes, sir. I fear you must resolve yourself to the possibility of losing her.
Oh dear, as bad as that.
Master, where is my mistress gone?
Oh, she's just gone to the church now with the apothecary to see the priest.
Why did you let her do that?
Good Dr. here said the best remedy would be a walk and a few words from the priest. She shall be cured.
Sir, you've been hoodwinked. Your daughter has gone to marry with her Leander under your very nose. He was disguised as the apothecary brought into your house by this sham physician. And with this rogue and charlatan, this lecherous drunk, who I have just caught pissing in the garden, was performed this deception on.
What? To murder me in this manner! Quick, fetch a magistrate and see that he doesn't get away. Argan and I will have you punished by the law!
I'm afraid, Master Doctor, that you are to be hanged. Where's your skill at arguing now? This will teach you to interfere with my wife. Do not stir a step.
I am just a poor boy from a poor family. Miss Miller, won't you let me go?
Will.
Good sir, I was out looking for you all morning. Please just tell me, what has become of the physician I recommended to you?
Here he is, about to be hanged.
My husband hanged. That is taking the joke a little too far. Alas, for what?
He helped a young man run away with my master's daughter. I'm just going to fetch a magistrate and have him sentenced. I shall perform the hanging myself with much delight.
Husband, is it true you are going to be hanged?
Speak for yourself. Not me.
Oh, this is what has come of all your bragging and self-aggrandizing. Well, let's see you talk your way out of this one, oh great and wise master of the arguments.
It was not my fault, all this. Were you not the one that told them I was a doctor? Yeah. I just wanted to make some money and perhaps buy a gift to make up for our little argument this morning.
Oh, you were going to buy a little gift. Little gift for me. Little special gift for me. More like a bottle of rum for you.
I was going to get you something. With the change of least.
Yeah, there it is.
Look, we had our argument and you would not dance with me, so I didn't know what to do. Besides, all I did was unite 2 young lovers who are in love as we were. Is that so wrong?
2 young lovers in love as we are. Poor creature, I should go talk some sense into her before it's too late. Oh. What a soft-headed, sentimental fool you are. That is why I married you in the first place.
Leave me right. I do not want you to see me hang. I fear that the only dance I will do today is the hangman's fandango.
No, I think I shall stay and encourage you to die, and I shall not leave until I see you hanged.
Right, sweetheart, beloved love of my life.
Oh, no. You are so much more clever than I. I am sure you can talk your way out of this
Perhaps
one.
I'm not as clever as most advertised. Please, help me out of this, and there will be no more calls, I promise.
I have some errands to run, but I shall be back to see you hang. I shouldn't want to miss your dance. Farewell, my beloved ex-husband.
Sir, I'm very sorry to have to guard you in this way, especially as you have brought about a good ending for Well, sir, since the day the young mistress ordered the master, we have all met and fell in love.
At the same time?
Yes, sir, all together.
Oh, I've heard of free love, but this is a new take. How proud of the bedmaster. No, but what if someone has had beans? Oh, I'd rather not know.
No, you misunderstand, sir. We do not share. Until today, we've not been able to do anything. And thanks to you, we shall be together.
Well, good for you, what I say. Good deeds do not go unpunished.
Is it true? The master and mistress have been wed.
Yes, we have this good man to thank for.
This man in chains.
Why is such a good man who treats so badly?
Thank you, sir, for helping us bring true love together. I'm sorry the master has treated you so badly, especially as it all may have been in value.
Sorry, what do you mean?
I've got a letter from Padua that will change things. Do you know where the master is?
Yeah, the churchyard sealing my fate with a kiss and a ring.
We must get to him quickly.
Sorry, do you know what's going on?
I'm so sorry you have to die for nothing.
Love is the reason for all this.
What?
Well, I did not tell my wife that I love her. And the master did not love his daughter enough to have her marry into a loving marriage, and the two lovers had to hold off on their love so that they could avoid a loveless marriage. Everyone had just told each other how much they loved each other, but the world will keep on turning for poor old Scaramouche.
In your case at least, sir, love really does make the world turn around.
Listen up. Tell everyone that you love them every day, even if you're angry or hurt. Just tell them once that I love you.
Ah, Your Majesty will be here directly, and we shall put you at the end of the rope, where you can never destroy your father's happiness again.
Well, not a few strokes of the cudgel do, sir.
No, the law shall decide. Death will be the sentence either way. Ah, here comes the magistrate now. Not Sir Judge, how kind of you.
Where is this criminal deceiver?
Oh, here you are.
And where are his accusers and the witnesses to the crime? I cannot hang a man even as obviously a vagabond as this one, just based on hearsay alone. If we all made our opinions on men on the word of others, where would we be?
I will call them out. Renee! Renee, you lazy bag of nothing, get out here!
What is it, master?
Where are Figaro and Suzanne?
Suzanne went to fetch your daughter from her work through the churchyard, and Figaro went to fetch a magistrate.
What good she'll do at the churchyard, the damage is already done. And the magistrate has come already.
I believe he comes with another. Sir, I have found a magistrate. Though I see one has found you already.
Twice the conviction, twice the sentence, and we can hang him twice as well.
Surely you can only hang a man once.
Well, you never know until you try.
Can't hang a man, cut him down, and hang him again to finish the job.
Excellent suggestion.
Sirs, I trust there will be no hanging without a fair trial. I ask my learned colleague here. To hang a man without trial is murder, and punishable by death. Following a trial, that is.
Oh yes, my most learned brother-in-law. We must have a fair trial. We must hear the evidence, accuse the witnesses, and convict the man to be hanged. The proper order must be followed. Where would we be without the law?
Happy.
Hanging, I'll be happy.
But I haven't been proven guilty. I can be found innocent, yes?
Oh yes, but no man is innocent. Every man is guilty of some misdemeanor or another, so every man with shall hang. That is the way of the law.
Just so, my brother-in-law, but by your logic, every judge who has misjudged is therefore guilty of the death of innocent men. Therefore, every judge must hang.
Yes, but what judge would judge a judge guilty of the crime the judge himself may be judged guilty of? The judge would have to judge himself, and that would make a very honest judge indeed. In comparison to we of the legal cloth, innocent death at the hands of doctors, physicians, and apothecaries are too numerous to mention. Every one of them is guilty of some death or another, so everyone must hang. The proper order must be followed. It is the way of the law.
have not yet properly argued this out. See, if you were to hang him now, you yourself would be guilty of hanging a man who is so obviously innocent of all that he has made no intentional crime against anyone.
But he has stolen my daughter away from me with his cunning and masterful trickery.
Cunning? Masterful trickery? I doubt this wretch seated before you is capable of any such
I
cleverness.
protest.
About to be hanged for being clever?
I withdraw my statement.
Upon hearing of this fool and his supposed crime against you, I have called witnesses to speak to this case. May I bring them forward?
Oh, yes, if you must, but the vagabond must hang regardless.
I call to the stand Mr. Robert, if you please. Good sir, how long have you known the criminal Scaramouche?
Oh, I've been his neighbour for 3 years now.
And in that time, what, in your opinion, is his character?
Oh, the man is a fool. Always bragging about his vast intellectual learning.
And what do you know of his vast intellect?
The only vast intellect he possesses is in the mind of his wife. She is the brains of the family. This one's more a candlestick maker and vagabond as much as I can see. Though he wrote many a classic text, he's never laid claim to be a doctor until today.
And good sir, when you tell the court, did he actually beat his wife? A crime we know is most serious.
Actually, they even said no. It was more that she was beating him, he just stood there and took it. Man doesn't have the wit to move out of the beating when he can.
The man is so stupid. How did he come to be employed as a doctor? Surely any man who employs this moron to physic his household is as brainless and stupid as he.
I protest that he was given to me on recommendation by my servants here.
Okay, so the servants must hang for this debacle.
I contest as well. He was given to us by recommendation of a woman. She gave us evidence of his miraculous cures and told us stories of him healing broken bones with an ointment and raising the dead.
And he offered himself as a doctor for hire based on that.
Oh, no, sir, we had to beat him into submission first.
Perhaps you could explain that for my learned brother and myself.
Well, the doctor, we approached him to help cure our mistress as he had such a good reputation. However, he denied being a doctor and flatly refused to come.
So he refused?
Yes, but we had been warned of his reluctance to practice his art and had been told to beat him if he refused. And after several hard beatings, which he simply stood there and took, he agreed to practice his cures with us if we stopped beating him.
Why did you beat him?
It was the woman who recommended him. She said it was a peculiarity of his. By the way, he just stood there and took it. She was right. He's clearly an imbecile.
So this clearly wise woman whose recommendation was to beat him.
Yes, sir. Her recommendation. The only reason we brought him into the household was by her recommendation. It is her that should be sought out.
Clearly guilty, lock him up, and let's go and find this woman. She should hang with the rest of them.
We needn't find her. She will be difficult to find. One woman amongst many.
Oh, no, we must find her. If he is not capable of miraculous cures, and she has perjured herself on his reputation, then she's as guilty as he is.
My learned sirs, I have foreseen this, and fortunately I have come prepared. You see, I can show you that although an idiot, this man is also capable of miraculous powers despite his not knowing how. Many's a time we hear of gifted metaphysicians who have great healing powers thrust upon them by the gods without ever knowing why they have been chosen. The entire case of whether this man and an innocent woman and these two men stand before the noose hangs on the premise that he is not capable of miraculous powers as he has been reported to be.
Just so!
I call my next witness, young Master Pero, son of Mr. Pedrolino. Can you point to the man who cured your mother, Madame Barrette?
That's him, yeah! Oh, great doctor! Thank you for restoring
what I was asked. Get up off the ground, it is undignified.
You mean this charlatan actually cured someone?
Now, we have not yet ascertained if he is a charlatan. An idiot, yes. But a charlatan requires some knowledge of his deception, and this fool is clearly clueless. So, tell us, how did the doctor come to be employed by you?
Well, my mother was ill and at death's door. She'd been ill for 6 months.
6 months, you say, and what was her complaint?
Well, at first she had only a headache, and the neighbour prescribed her a drum of rum for her. He said, "Okay, hold her nose and throw it down her throat, laddie." Well, after a few jugs, she fell down in a slobbering fit.
Drum of rum. Oh, I'm not surprised. Tell me that. Is it possible that he may have meant a dram and not a drum?
No, Mr. McMorgan clearly said drum.
Morgan? Wouldn't be a tall Scottish stereotype.
Go on, young man.
Well, it was a lot to take, but she finally finished the whole drum only 2 days ago. She took a jug of it twice a day until it was all gone, and then she fell into a deep sleep, as if dead. And oh, the smell! We were sure the devil's demons had taken over her delicate frame. In such language as well, I never heard my mother utter such words. My father and I ran from the house in fear of her being possessed of spirits.
True, many a time those self-same spirits have possessed me.
Sorry, my lord.
Please continue.
Well, that was when we heard Mr. Figaro talking about this marvellous doctor he had found. So we sought him out, and he gave us a large pill to administer to her.
A large pill.
Yes, sir. It was pink and very pretty, with a little stick attached to it. We had, however, forgotten to ask how to administer the cure, so we went to the local apothecary for advice.
And what was this apothecary's advice?
Well, he said we might as well shove it up her ass for all the good it would do. That's when the miracle occurred. We applied the cure. I woke with a start, hit my father unconscious, and threw me out of the house. Everything back to normal. All thanks to this marvellous doctor.
Yes, but you say that he was recommended by Mr. Figaro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I put it to you, sir, that the man Scaramouche has actually cured this man's mother and was brought into employment by this man. It is he who brought him into the story, and it is he who must pay. By the law of cause and effect, he caused the effect of this man's daughter running away.
Clearly guilty, lock him up. I protest. Go and find this woman and bring her to be hanged as well.
I think that we do need to do that. She has probably fled. She's fled to distant lands in disguise after hearing of all your vengeance for her. Though, if you all would like to go seek her out, I shall wait right here until you find her. Gentlemen, a man's reputation is never as important as what he does to deserve it. Therefore, we should focus on the cure he has already made.
But what about my daughter? Yes, the issue of the daughter must be addressed. Clearly, he should hang for that alone.
You seem very keen on hanging.
Well, somebody must hang for their crimes, and I shall see you well hung. It is the law. Once the wheels of law have been put into motion, nothing can stop them. It is the way of the law. Criminals must hang for their crimes.
But what if a crime is not simply a crime, but more of a mistake in judgment? I admit that I was mistaken in my judgment, but I am cleverer than my wife. I wish she was here now and could get me out of this mess.
So you're saying that your wife is cleverer than you?
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah, she's also I do love her, you know. We had an argument this morning and I just wanted to make enough money to to get her a gift. Maybe dance the fandango with her.
The fandango!
Yeah, it is the dance of love. It is from my homeland.
Clearly, with the list of crimes you just mentioned, it is imperative that you hang. And hang quickly, for society as a whole is at risk. In fact, I think you're all guilty of some crime or another. You are failing in your fatherly duties and not protecting your daughter. You two are bringing this man into your household and putting your household at risk. You are intoxicating your mother and administering crack cures without the authority to do so. You are bringing the good name of this doctor into disrepute by calling him an idiot in public. You're the worst of all. A quack doctor, a charlatan, and a lecher who's only been able to cure people by sheer dumb luck. I think you're all guilty of some crime. Officer, lock them all up! I don't have enough cups, sir! Well, then, that goes to state of affairs. Or maybe we should lock you up, too!
Let us bring it back to the point, sir. Please, sir, what was your daughter's ailment?
She had lost her speech, and when this ruffian treated her, she spoke in such a way and with such force that I begged him to take it away again. And that was when his apothecary stole her away to be married without my consent.
So you say he treated her?
Oh, yes, more's the pity.
And then he took her away to where you could not hear her?
Oh, yes, he escaped to be married.
Married to this man?
Oh, no, the apothecary. He was in love with her, and she in love with him. He took her away when this man told them to go for a walk.
So the apothecary took her away, not this man?
Oh, that is what I said.
Allow me to confer with my learned colleague. Good sir. You see, this man first cured this man's daughter, as he asked him to. And then he took her out of earshot, as he asked him to. And then the apothecary came and took her away to be married to him.
Yes, are you stupid as well?
My good sir, this man has not done a single thing that he was not asked to do, and in spite of himself, has shown himself to be wholly capable of success. He is an idiot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
A moron! But he is also a sweet, kind-hearted, romantic pea-brain.
Oh,
Master, your daughter and the young Leander are coming to see you. Just clear them out because much has changed.
I'll not speak to them. But, servant, thief of my heart, arrest and hang this man. He has stolen my spine.
I'll do the locking up here, thank you.
Sir, I appear before you as myself. I am Leandre, and I'm come to restore Roretta to your paternal authority. We intended to run away and get married, but after conversation with a wise woman who stopped us before these vows were taken, this whole enterprise has given way to a more honourable proceeding. I was wisely shown that if true love is what we have for each other, then any difficulty can be overcome. Sir, I will not presume to steal away your daughter, and it is from your hand alone that I will obtain her. But as I have just now received a messenger from home, I must at the same time acquaint you that I have just now received some letters informing me of the death. No, take it to him. Informing me of the death of my uncle, who left me heir to all his property. I am now owner of lands, property, and a vast fortune with which to provide for the lovely Moretta.
My dear sir. Virtue is worthy of my utmost consideration, and I cannot live with a newfound wealth to provide for my child. I give her to you freely. Hope you will forgive my stubbornness.
Of course, Father. I am your loving daughter.
Thank you, Scaramouche. My daughter, forgive me. I am an old man, set in my ways, and change will be hard. For the sake of my love for you, change mine. I may stumble and I may fail. I shall try, and with your help, I shall change.
So we shall both help you. Our home would not be a home without your welcome presence. Moretta is the dearest thing in the world to me, but we could not be a family without you.
I see what you chose. Well done, my daughter.
Father, love is love. In this world full of hate, who can deny a person a single act of love just because of an old time tradition?
restored this man's daughter. This man's mother has abruptly recovered the moment his cure was applied, when he was recommended to the house by these two men. And though brilliant, he is indeed, as this man said, an idiot, who knows nothing but that he loves his wife and has made some mistakes for which he is most sorry. I see no crime here.
I concede. Officer, unlock them all. Somebody must hang, and the law must be satisfied.
By my observations, sir, the only mistake here is your own assumption that each of these people are guilty of a crime. As they are all innocent of a crime, then the only crime here, if by your own words, a mistake can be viewed as a crime, the only criminal here is you! I accuse you of the attempted murder of innocent men! You, sir, must hang!
In all the years of devoted studying law, I've never heard such an eloquent and persuasive summing up of the facts. I pronounce sentence carried. I shall present myself to the executioner for summary execution, noting I am truly guilty of my crimes. You, sir, are a prince amongst magistrates. I bow to you. Hangman, surely I've got this clearly. I must hang.
Ready? Let's wrap this mess up. You, sir, your daughter is restored to you, and is now to be married to a man of means who also loves her. You two shall stand before the priest tomorrow to be wedded in holy matrimony, and do so with your father's blessing. You two have done your duty to your house by bringing the physician in and restoring this girl, and bringing about the coupling of true lovers when you brought him to the household as you were ordered to. You have a healthy and now sober mother, who I promise needs nothing more than a good meal of potatoes and meat to bring her back to the picture of perfect health. And you! You who have been the cause of all of this have somehow stumbled into being a doctor, and, through sheer luck and circumstance, have proven yourself successful. Though you have almost been hanged.
I am truly thankful.
Come, good magistrate, join us in a celebration of my daughter's impending happy nuptials.
Oh, you go on ahead. I shall follow directly. First, I think I better go prevent the judge from doing a little mischief to himself. I shall convince him of his own innocence, and let us all be happy ever after.
Come all into the parlour, to grow the fine wines, Renee the sweet meats. I have found a daughter's love and a profitable son-in-law to see her happy.
Oh, my bucks of nerve. It seems I shall not get my doctor's hands on you after all.
I assure you, I have nothing for you to cure me.
Oh, I'm quite sure I see a useless lump that is attached to your body, distorting the perfect picture of beauty like a canker-sore or a wart.
Do you mean my husband?
Yeah, that's the one.
Sir, my wart suits me as a beauty mark suits a fine lady, and I would not have him removed for all the world.
Yes, so much the better. As much as I enjoy the chase, I have never fought a fox, nor would I want to. I do truly love my Martini.
Then why the chase at all?
What man does not want to be loved? What man does not want to be Casanova or Don Juan? Life is like a rose bush with thorns, or a thorn bush with roses. Depends on your point of view.
And what's your point of view?
Well, I would rather chew the thorns so that I may see the roses. They give the flower its power.
You, sir, are truly a fool.
Mr. Scaramouche, have you learned nothing today?
Oh, good sir, Judge, I was merely consulting with the nurse on a lump that I might remove from her person.
Well, what have you learned today? Or have you learned nothing, and I shall get the priest back
No. I have learnt a great many things. I have learnt that there are many men much cleverer than me, and I have learnt that there are also many that make a lot of mistakes. I have learned that a reputation is never as important as the deeds that David life. And look, I will come from this place a changed man, and I will change every way that I know. And I thank you, Judge, for your marvelous persuasion and your argumentative prowess.
Deceitful.
Too wonderful woman, I love you.
Oh, and since you are not going to be hanged, you may thank me, for it is I who procured you this title and reputation. Though neither is at all deserved, and do fear that many people will die at your hands. Perhaps we should keep you to making candles. It is far safer.
I will forgive you for the blows that my hand has received, for the dignity you have raised me. And though this is a wealthy profession, I think that I might have to learn something about it, so as not to kill too many people. But you must be cautious, for I hear the anger of a physician is far more than that of a candle maker.
Oh, pish! Without your silly little cloak and fancy little spells, you are still just Scaramouche to me, my stupid husband, and my life's burden. Come, there's wine going free indoors.
Oh, no. I said that I shall change my ways. The alcohol and I must depart.
Husband, you change your ways more often than you change your shirt.
Kiss me, wife.
What, here in the street?
Yes, why not? We are in love. Let us make up.
No, I haven't forgiven you yet. Besides, it's Sunday.
Oh, I know a song about that. You can kiss me on a Monday. It's very, very good. Or you can kiss me on a Tuesday. In fact, I wish you would.
Or you can kiss me on a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, and Saturday is best. But never on a Sunday, I need a little rest.
Most any day, you can be my guest. Any day you say, on my day of rest. Just name the day that you like the best. Only stay away from my day of rest.
Oh, you can kiss me on a cold day, a hot day, a wet day, whichever one you choose. Or try to kiss me on a May day, a gray day, a payday, and see if I refuse.
And you can make it on a weekday, a weekday, a freak day, or you can be my guest. But never on a Sunday, the one day I need a little rest.
You can kiss me on a weekday, the day you be my guest. But never on a Sunday, 'cause that's my day of rest. But never on a Sunday, 'cause that's my day of rest. Joyful the sights before us, even those we cannot see. Make up smoke and lights assure us, life is but a mystery. Yeah, there's terror, death, human error, more than enough to make you blind. Even in your darkest hour, joyful is a state of mind. Joyful all the sounds around us,